Look, I'm no troublemaker, but when Karen from the HOA came for my garden, she lit a fire I didn't know I had. It all started last spring when I moved into this cookie-cutter suburban neighborhood in Ohio, chasing that white picket fence dream. My house was a fixer-upper, but the yard? That was my canvas. I'd spend weekends knee-deep in dirt, planting wildflowers, veggies, even a little herb patch for my famous rosemary focaccia. It wasn't pristine, organized chaos, with sunflowers leaning like drunk uncles and tomato vines sprawling like they owned the place. I loved it. But Karen? Oh, Karen had opinions. One morning, I'm sipping coffee on my porch when she struts up, clipboard in hand, her perm so tight it looked like it was holding her face hostage. Your yard's a disgrace, she snaps, not even a hello. It's lowering property values. Fix it, or you're getting fined. I blinked, coffee halfway to my mouth. It's a garden, Karen, not a landfill. She didn't like that. Her eyes narrowed, and she scribbled something on her clipboard like she was signing my death warrant. That's when I knew this wasn't just about my yard. This was war. Karen was the HOA president, the kind of person who'd measure your grass with a ruler and send you a violation notice for a single dandelion. She ruled our cul-de-sac like a petty dictator, and I'd heard stories. She'd fine the Millers for their kids' chalk drawings, and don't get me started on the time she tried to ban Mr. Thompson's American flag. My garden, apparently, was her new crusade. Over the next week, I got 3 letters from the HOA, each more unhinged than the last. Unkempt vegetation. Visual nuisance. Immediate compliance required. I tried reasoning with her, brought her a basket of my homegrown tomatoes, even invited her to see the garden up close. She just sneered, "I don't eat food from weeds." That's when I stopped playing nice. If Karen wanted a fight, I'd give her one she'd never forget. The plan started small. I'd tidy up just enough to shut her up, maybe add a few more flowers to spite her. But then I saw it on Linea living maze, like something out of a fairy tale, made of fast-growing shrubs and flowering hedges. It was legal, HOA compliant. I checked the bylaws twice. And best of all, it'd drive Karen up the wall. Literally. I spent every spare dollar and weekend on that maze. I planted willow for structure, lavender for scent, and climbing roses for drama. By midsummer, it was a beast 6 feet tall, winding paths so dense you couldn't see through. Neighbors started whispering. Old man Jenkins called it a damn jungle, but he said it with a grin. Kids begged to run through it. My yard became the talk of the block, and not in the way Karen wanted. Of course, she didn't take it lying down. One evening, I catch her snooping around my property line, taking pictures like she's auditioning for CSI. This thing is a violation," she screeches, waving her phone at me. "It's a safety hazard." I lean against my porch railing, sipping a beer, cool as a cucumber. "Bylaws say I can have hedges, Karen. You want to measure them." Her face goes tomato red, and she storms off, muttering about emergency meetings. Sure enough, the HOA calls a hearing, claiming my maze is obstructing neighborhood aesthetics. I show up with a copy of the bylaws, highlighted and tabbed, and a smile that says, "Try me." They back down, but I know Karen's not done. She's too stubborn, too obsessed with control. That's when I decide to crank it up a notch. I'm done playing defense. I spend a week sketching out the maze's final two-cha centerpiece that'll make Karen's head explode. I hire a local artist to help, and we work late nights, keeping it under tarps. The morning of the big reveal, I'm practically giddy. Karen's out on her daily patrol when I unveil it. A hand-painted sign at the maze's entrance, bold red letters screaming, "Karen's Nightmare, Maze Enter, if you dare." The neighbors lose it. Mrs. Rodriguez across the street claps like she's at a concert. Even Karen's sidekick, Linda, stifles a laugh. Karen, though? She looks like she's about to stroke out. She marches up, fists clenched, and hisses, "You'll regret this." I just shrug. Take it up with the bylaws, Karen. The twist comes a week later. I'm expecting another HOA letter, maybe a fine for excessive signage. Instead, I get a call from Jenkins. "You gotta see this," he says, cackling. I walk outside, and there's Karen, stuck in the middle of my maze. Turns out, she tried to inspect it herself, got lost, and panicked. The fire department had to cut a path to get her out, and the whole neighborhood watched her emerge, covered in leaves, lavender petals stuck in her hair, screaming about entrapment. The best part? Someone filmed it, and it's going viral on the neighborhood Facebook group. Karen's reign of terror is crumbling, and my maze is the star of the show. By fall, the maze is a local legend. Kids host birthday parties in it. Couples take selfies among the roses. Even the HOA board starts loosening up. Karen's sidelined after her maze meltdown, and a new president takes over, one who doesn't care about my unkempt garden. But the real kicker? Karen puts her house up for sale. I hear she's moving to a condo where the HOA's even stricter. Good luck with that, Karen. As for me, I'm still out here, tending my maze, sipping coffee, and watching the sunflowers sway. Revenge? It's sweet, smells like lavender, and looks damn good from my porch. So what do you think? Was I petty, or did Karen have it coming? Drop your take in the comments. I am all ears. The end.